No. Yes. Rewind. Hey guys, thanks for coming back. Today I'm doing a purple eyeshadow look. I really do like the way this look came out. You can't really see the glitter in the camera, but you can see it up close. I used 3 palettes today. I used the Too Faced palette, the Fenty palette, and then the Huda palette. You really don't have to get all 3 of these. I just don't have purple eyeshadows combined into one palette. I used the Fenty one just on the last one to apply the glitter. After I was done, that really popped out. The one purple that I did like using the most is in this Too Faced palette. It's this purple right here. It's iridescent, so it does look really, really nice on the eyes. But then in combination with the Huda palette, I just used that purple on her. I wanted to use Twilight, but it didn't come up as good as I wanted to, as a purple look that I wanted. But, shh, my dogs. But if you want to keep watching and how I got this look, then stay tuned. Alright guys, we're starting with the eyes first. I already have them primed. I'm just putting compact over them so that way, as you know, it can blend out perfectly. I have my eyebrows done. Don't be alarmed. I wanted to get them done before I put on the bright eyeshadows. So I'm taking Too Faced first in the palette, taking Daddy Loves Me, and then putting that all over my crease. I kind of wanted to take this pretty high just because I wanted to peek through after I put on the purple, so that way it can have that good blending like the pink and the purple. So I'm putting that all over my crease eyelid, taking a little bit higher than usual, so that way, again, you can just see that color popping over. I'm taking my Morphe M441, and that's my blending brush, and I'm blending it all over. Then taking my Huda Beauty palette in Desert Dusk palette, taking the purple shade called Amethyst. It's right next to Twilight. And it's the purple shade. I'm taking it on another blending brush. This is It Cosmetics number 105. I'm taking that on the lower part of the crease so that way you can have that transition from purple to pink. Packing that all over. Again, windshield wipers back and forth. Don't be afraid to go back into the palette and keep on packing it on. Just give it that intensity that you would like. You'll see me going back and forth with it not a million, but a few times, because I want that eyeshadow to be kind of dark. So going back to the Too Faced palette in TF Mascot, it's that iridescent purple that I was speaking about. I'm taking it on a Sephora blending brush. It's a Pro Blending Large 27. And I'm packing that on my eyelid and then swooping it back and forth as well too. This purple is insane. I swear, you guys, it looks so pretty in person. It's like an iridescent. It reminds me of, you remember in Edward in Twilight where he goes into the sun and he like glistens and he hates it, but you'll love this one because it looks so pretty in person. I'm sure it picks up on camera, but I promise you, in person, it looks fabulous and it just looks insane. I love it. In that mascot color, I'm going back and forth with another blending brush, just blending everything together, which is the Daddy Loves Me and the Amethyst all over back of my eyelids. I'm just packing on and building up the intensity on there. Again, just going back and forth, making sure everything is blended out. Then going in with my Fenty. Literally all of these shades are just pressed glitter. It's really pretty. It's not an everyday look for this, so It's just for times like these that you're wanting to go ahead and get a little more intense with your look. So I'm taking your best tool, which is your finger, and then just pressing in the glitter into the eyelid. Again, this deepens up the purple. It looks really pretty in person. I don't know if you can see it on camera, but again, it's like Twilight. I'm Edward right now. Then taking a little break for some little besitos time. My son was calling out for me. Come here, my baby. Mama loves you. So then going back to the makeup look, I cleaned it up a little on the sides. I took a Q-tip and makeup remover and just cleaned it up and got that corner. I put on my what are they called? Eyelashes. Put on my eyelashes off camera. I just wanted to get that out of the way. So now taking the fabulous Maybelline Makeup Stay or Super Stay. I'm in Warm Nude 128 and taking it on my 3D Beauty Blender by Morphe, taking it on the flat side with the edge, so that way it can help me not interfere with the eyeshadow crease that I did. And then just putting that all over my face and all over my neck. Then going in with concealer, I went ahead and went in with Tarte Shape Tape in Medium Light Honey, putting that, of course, underneath my eye, down the bridge of my nose and the chin. Also as well, making sure everything is blended out. I use the pointy side, go back and use the flat end just to make sure that everything is blended out properly. As you can see, I'm just taking both of those ends and just making sure that everything is not, it hasn't any creases, that you can see that it all blended through. Then going in with my, what is this? Wet n Wild Contour Stick in Call Me Maple, carving out my cheeks, carving out my forehead, going and carving out my nose. I just feel, I'm not a pumpkin, I'm not carving out anything, but I'm just contouring my nose, my forehead, my cheeks, going underneath my lip, and going in my jawline as well too, and then blending that out with the damp beauty blender as well too, and just making sure everything is blended. Once you're done blending everything out, your contour, your foundation, and your concealer, I'm going in with my Lauer Mercier Loose powder and putting it all over underneath my eyelids and baking, and then carving out my cheekbone as well too, in the bottom of my contour and my nose as well too. I know this seems like a lot of powder, but I honestly love this step. I am really oily, and once I do this step, or once I have to do this because I will be oily throughout the day. And when I'm going out, I want to make sure that my makeup is set into place. So I make sure that I bake at least for a good, it doesn't have to be a long time, like 2 to 3 minutes, that's fine. And of course, you know, I think I'm the only one who likes the way I look like this. So then going in with my IT Cosmetics and then carving out or contouring with the bronzer there, and I'm taking a Morphe brush as well too. I don't know the number, but I'll list it down below. And I'm carving out my cheekbones still with the powder on, just so that way I know how to stay in the lines and I'm not going to pass anywhere or pass below it, because that defeats the purpose of us going in and carving out to your frame. So I'm leaving the powder on and contouring around it as well too, and that way I can make sure I know where to stick and stay into place. Now I'm taking a brush and just dusting off my bake and making sure that everything is falling off. You'll see that there's a lot of powder that's going to be coming off. Again, I use a lot just on myself because I'm an oily monster. Then going back with my contour and just making sure that everything is blended out perfectly and making sure that everything is just, you know, falling into place and just blended out. I am squeezing my brush really tight to contour my nose. What you do is you just grab it from the sides and just pinch it together, so that way you can have that little line down your nose. And then I don't like a really cut crease not even a cut crease. I don't like a real strong line on my nose, so I just kind of like make sure it's all blended out together on the sides and just run it back and forth, back and forth. Then taking my Tarte blush, and this is called Paaaarty. Literally, that's what it's called. And they're just taking that all over. Again, I only buy the little blushes because I'm a bronzer girl. I don't really use that much blush unless it's kind of like a bronzy color. And then just going in with the same colors that I use on my eyelid, taking the Amethyst, taking the MF Mascot, and then going in with the Fenty as well too, putting that on my lower lash line. I honestly think that this puts the look together. If you don't do the underliner or you don't do the bottom of the lash line and smoke it out with the same color, you won't get that real purple effect. And I'm really going for like a purple dramatic look. Again, in person, it looks really, really beautiful. It looks beautiful on camera, but in person, it just looks like iridescent and just, I don't know, it just looks like well off and put together. But I use the same colors that I used on my eyelids and on my crease in the bottom lash line, and I make sure I smoke it out because I live for a really a really smoked bottom lash line. Then I'll be taking my Too Faced palette again. There's a white shimmery color in the palette that's named Puppy Eyes. It's just a really like white with a shimmery eyeshadow in there. Obviously eyeshadow, but it definitely popped and put it in the corner of my eyelids. This definitely tied the look together just so that way it's just not all purple. It has a little white transition going in there, and this looks really nice too as well. And then going in with a black eyeliner. I hate this part, but the trick for me is not holding up my eyelid and then running the eyeliner back and forth, because I feel like that dries out my eye and I get really watery and then everything is falling apart. So what I do is I just keep the eyeliner in place and I kind of like just let it glide and like blink, so that way it can glide all together and I'm not like pushing on my eyelid or kind of running that eyeliner back and forth. I don't know how to explain it, but you just leave your liner there, blink, and it kind of like glides it all together. And this really does make a difference when you tight line, because so that way it can look kind of like a darker effect. Then taking in my bronzer. This is by CoverGirl. Again, I live for this. I don't live for it, it's just makeup. I literally do like the way this looks. It ties the look together. It's very, very shimmery, and it goes with the shimmery eyeshadow as well too. So I love how this CoverGirl Loose bronzer ties everything together. Then taking to highlighting, I'm using, I think it's the Ofra highlighter in Rodeo. I'm not too big on buying highlighters. I think I need to step up my game a little bit more because I use the same highlighter over and over again. But I'm putting that on the top of my cheekbone, on my nose, on the top of my lip, and I just wear all over. But I do like the way this highlighter looks. I'm not really too big on it. I mean, I do love a good highlight, but I need to start stepping up my game and buying some new and more highlighters. Then taking my Maybelline matte color stay. It's a very nude color. I really don't do lip liner. I should start doing it, but I honestly just went in with this color because it's very, very beautiful. It's the Maybelline Cover Stay. I think it's called Just Nude, but I'll list it down below if I'm wrong. And this honestly ties the look together. You don't want to go for a too pinkish look because then you'll look like a 70s Barbie doll, which that's not bad too, but I just want you to stick with nude. Then just going in with my setting spray, spraying that all over my face, drowning myself, and just making sure everything sticks in place. And that is the finished look, guys. I thank you again for watching, and I hope you come back soon, and I'll talk to you later. Mwah. Bye, guys.